Hello, friends, and welcome to our Sunday streaming services. We're here with you on Facebook, YouTube, and on Zoom. If you are here with us on Zoom, welcome. Consider saying hello in the chat and sticking around afterwards for Talkback. Talkback is where we talk about the sermon and share in community with each other. Today's sermon is 2020, the year to end all years. Let's hope that's true. We got Paul today. Love hearing from Paul. All right, y'all, mark your calendars. Next Sunday, January 17th, is a special parish meeting. We will be discussing much needed repairs on the church. At some point this year, we're coming back together, right? Yes, fun. And the church needs some work. So we need to talk about it and vote on it. I know y'all all got opinions on spending, so make a point to come to the meeting, need a quorum, show up on Sunday. We'll also be introducing the Circle of Concern report to the congregation. So that is next Sunday, January 17th at 2 p.m. I will be there. I don't know if that's a deterrent for any of you, but anyway. Workday Wednesdays are back. So come to the church anytime on Wednesday, this Wednesday between 10 and 2 to help with landscaping, needed repairs, and painting. It's lots of fun. Daniel Polk is doing a series for INTUC about UU history and the people who built our movement. That is every other Wednesday at 7 p.m., which is this Wednesday. You can check out intuc.org/groundbreakers. So that is this Wednesday, January 13th at 7 p.m. They will be having Mary Lou Hoffman joining to discuss her involvement and the involvement of 6 other women who all were involved in Roe v. Wade. So that should be really cool. If you haven't joined us for Connections and Conversations, what are you waiting for? It's so much fun. Deneen is holding fun Zoom sessions twice a week for socializing and chit chat and just hanging out with each other. That is Tuesdays at 9 a.m. and Fridays at 7 p.m. As you know, Deneen is our pastoral counselor. So if you are in need of pastoral care, please email her at pastoralcare@oakcliffuu.org. So, I want to give special props to all the people who work so hard and do work hard every single week to bring us these services. Can you even imagine the last year without any of these services, without getting to see each other? Personally, it's been really great for me. I've really enjoyed having the stability and the comfort of and the normalcy of having every Sunday. And even if I'm not chit-chatting with everybody, if I'm in my bathrobe and just can't turn the camera on, it's really comforting to see everybody's faces and listen to everybody talk. And, one of the reasons we go to church is for the sermons, right? Help us grow and become better people. So I love learning new perspectives. Anyway, the point is that everybody who works on these things, amazing job. And I just cannot thank you enough. So thank you to the worship team. But right now, only a few people are doing it. They're doing all the work. So they could use some help. It's not time intensive, but it is really, really important for the community of our church. So we need people to find readings every week to help with recording and organizing, things like that. Like I said, not time intensive, but the more people who do it, the less work it is on the few who have been doing this from the beginning. So if you can help at all, contact worship@oakcliffuu.org. If you do volunteer in this way or in any other way, please be sure to report your time on Breeze so that we can turn those volunteer hours into money for our church. And then we could use it to do repairs on the church, see? And maybe steal that chocolate fountain. There are other ways to support your church financially. Go to oakcliffuu.org/donate. Amazon Smile if you're using Amazon, including the Amazon Smile app now. I give if you're using anything on the internet that isn't Amazon, or I don't know, it might even work with Amazon too. Can you get double on that? I don't know. Someone should check that out. And our text to give option and our donate button. So lots of ways to help. If you are new here today, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so happy to have you. Consider signing our guest book at oakcliffeu.org/guest. There are no member anniversaries today, so I guess I will go. And I love all of you and miss all of you, and happy Sunday.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Oak Cliff. Thank you for having the curiosity and the courage to join us. Thank you, whoever you are, whatever spiritual tradition, gender, age, race, sexual orientation, or background you may bring to our community. We hope you will find here comfort, connection, challenge, respect, and above all, love.
May the light we now kindle inspire us to use our powers to heal and not to harm, to help and not to hinder, to bless and not to curse, to serve you, Spirit of love, compassion, and forgiveness. And now in Spanish. Que esta luz que ahora encendemos nos inspire a usar nuestros dones y poderes para sanar y no para herir, para ayudar y no para impedir, para bendecir y no para maldecir, para servirte a ti, espíritu de amor, compasión y perdón.
We gather together today to share from our deepest place of safety, that we might nurture ourselves by celebrating one another. We call into our presence this hour our ancestors whose love, labor, and commitment made it possible for us to be here now. Let us call one another to the table of abundance, that we may feed on those fruits that sustain us and ever ask us to grow. Let us open to this moment with hearts that have no borders.
Please join me in affirming our covenant to one another. Because we love one another, we honor each individual's spiritual journey. We celebrate life's abundance and service to each other, our community, and the world. We connect with each other in love, respect, and acceptance. Thus do we covenant together.
And now in Spanish. Porque nos amamos uno al otro. Honramos el viaje espiritual de cada individuo. Celebramos la abundancia de la vida en el servicio a entre sí, nuestra comunidad y el mundo. Ponemos en contacto a unos con otros en el amor, respeto y aceptación. Así que hacemos pacto.
At this time in the service, we take time to share what is in our hearts and on our minds. If your heart is heavy today, know that you do not have to carry your burden alone. Your heartache is a shared sorrow. A shared sorrow is a sorrow halved. Please share your sorrows publicly by posting them in the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger or speak them aloud.
When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love. When I breathe in, I'll breathe in peace. When I breathe out, I'll breathe out love.
This Sunday, like every Sunday, we reaffirm our promise to one another. Our promise makes clear the call to celebrate. For that which brings you joy, makes you grateful, brings you peace, we, your sacred community, celebrate. We celebrate together and magnify joy, heighten gratitude, and spread ever-increasing peace. Please share your joys publicly by posting them in the Zoom chat or send them to our Facebook Messenger or speak them aloud.
Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart of the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Before creation, a presence existed, self-contained, complete, formless, voiceless, mateless, changeless, which yet pervaded itself with unending motherhood. Though there can be no name for it, I have called it the way of life. Perhaps I should have called it the fullness of life, since fullness implies widening into space, implies still further widening, implies widening until the circle is whole. In this sense, the way of life is fulfilled. Heaven is fulfilled. Earth is fulfilled. And a fit person is also fulfilled. There are the four amplitudes of the universe, and a fit person is one of them. People rounding the way of earth, people rounding the way of heaven, heaven rounding the way of life, till the circle is full.
I don't really have to say it, but 2020 was rough, y'all. As many of you know, the COVID-19 death count has reached 350,000. That's 100,000 more than 250,000. Many have lost their fathers, their mothers, their children, nieces, nephews, aunts, and uncles. As UUs, we recognize the interconnected web of humanity. And we know from our own lives that no one person lives in a vacuum, but touches the multitude of lives around them. In sickness and in death, that connection, the absence of that connection, becomes all too apparent. And in times of this pandemic, what has been all the more heartbreaking, gut-wrenchingly heartbreaking, many have not been able to be with their loved ones when they passed on. But that absence, it's felt deep in our core, to the time before when we were all connected, one big star nebula in the sky, in the abyss of the galaxy of the universe. So let us take a moment of silence for all those with sick loved ones, with loved ones that have passed on. You know, Carol Stevens lost her father this year. Let us be silent for a moment so they may hear their voices again. They may hear their laugh again. They may feel the warmth of their arm and the love of their heart. In the first book of Genesis, now Genesis is the foundational book of the three Abrahamic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. So its impact is pretty vast worldwide. So again, the first book, Genesis. After God creates humanity in his likeness, God then gives humanity dominion over nature. The first mass publishing of the Bible around the 15th, 16th century, this word dominion took on the understanding of dominance. And that has only snowballed since. Now, we've talked about that a little bit before, about the harm of that dominance interpretation. Something a bit more specific, though, is the use of the word has resulted in the mass culture of competition. From competition, we have winners and we have losers. We have birth and then we have death. It's a fatalist understanding, if you will. Now, for the Stoics and the pagans of the first century, before that time and after that time, had their own understanding of their relationship with nature. They were collaborators with natures, co-creators, if you will. The Stoics, many of whom were also pagans, believed that one should align with nature, their actions and their thoughts. For those Stoics that became Christians, this was as well true, and to be made in the image of God meant that they too were creators such as God. Let us go back to the competition a little bit for a minute. Competition and dominion. The rule inherent to competition and dominion is that the resources are finite. So there's only so much. This makes competition all the more fierce, and it indoctrinates that particular paradigm even more. For creators such as the pagans and the Stoics, the earth, all creation, was a lush, abundant, infinite resource. In today's age of global warming and climate change, that is difficult to imagine, but it's still nonetheless true. I'm reminded of trees. On the golf course at this time of year, there are some days where all I do is manage leaves. Yes, manage them. Sometimes I move them. Other times I mulch them. And still other times I rake them. And rake them. And rake them some more. And just I think I've gotten them all, after all the trees look as bare as can be, yet still I rake. And truth be told, I'll still be managing leaves until the first buds of spring. Leaves are fascinating. Yes, they're fascinating. Why? Because once they've fallen, we all call them dead, but for those leaves I've mulched, those leaves become fertilizer for the spring growth. For the other trees that have seeds on their leaves, such as the sycamore, elms, and oak, i.e. acorns, those seeds may form new trees, or again become fertilizer. In either case, spring always comes around again, and the leaves sprout exponentially, which means it's not just one at a time, it's multiples at one time. And immediately begin soaking up the sun to turn it into food. And winter comes again, and the cycle begins all over again. There's not necessarily a death in here and just a birth. It's always moving and it's always turning. Pagans understood cycles well, and that's evidenced in our spring and our summer solstice. That corresponds with the lunar cycle. Women of whom carry the wombs of creation know the importance of cycles and how in many ways it governs their lives and everybody's lives, as we're all ecstatic when a baby's born. Death and the grief that accompanies it is difficult as we come to terms with those and the loss of those and their reflections in us and our reflections in them. Nature thoroughly indicates that death is not the end, but only the beginning of a new cycle. Your board of trustees is filling the pool of this beginning of this new cycle. The COVID-19 pandemic will have closed our doors for in-house worship for a year come this March. In the time since, we've put out a few fires, just a few. And then earnestly, we turned our heads in the direction of how we can make our and your UUCOC community that much better. How can we, as co-creators and leaders in this community, ensure that when you all return in spring, there will be those fresh buds on the limbs of our community, inspiring hope and new growth? The first of these two beginnings in the new cycle are the renovations of the church campus to make it more safe, more functional, and more pleasing for the eye for you and for future members. Most of you should have received a notification by mail if not in the email e-blast, for the parish meeting next Sunday, January 17th. We will go over the details of the renovations that we hope for and anticipate, and we'll go over how you can help, and we'll talk about a request to the endowment for the funds to finance those renovations. The second is called the Circle of Concern, which is a program sent out by the UUA to increase our circle of inclusion for our church community by attending to things like racism, sexism, and the other biases that might be implicit in our community. This particular program is budding, if you will, and so we're not exactly sure what it means for the whole of the community just yet, or how to enact it into our community. So we'll spend some time at that parish meeting talking about what the Circle of Concern means for UUCOC. Turning to a creation paradigm rather than a dominance and competition paradigm, to understand the becoming that is a life lived, is a belief in the inherent goodness of growth and progress. So the creation paradigm gives forth to us the idea of growth and progress, whereas competition leads for an understanding of dominance and a winners and losers sort of paradigm. So if we shift from competition to creation, we get progress and growth. Both of those result in a change of which is often scary, because we're not so sure what's going to happen on the other side. But if we imagine and hold on in faith to the possibility of it being better than ever before, the possibilities are infinite for a lush abundance of resources that are just waiting to be realized. Thank you, and I hope you'll join me as a co-creator of infinite possibilities.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom.
Today, as you make your pledge or offering to support this community, let the words of Heather Christensen inspire you to generosity. Individually and together, Unitarian Universalism is a grand vision of a world filled with peace and justice, love and joy. That vision is embodied in a few large congregations, numerous mid-sized congregations, and many, many small congregations. No matter its size, every congregation depends on each of its members. Each one of you, by your commitment of time, energy, and resources, helps make that grand vision real. Individually and together, we are Unitarian Universalists, building a world filled with peace and justice, love and joy.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. De ti yo recibo, a ti te doy. Así compartimos y vivimos hoy.
And now, may we have faith in life to do wise planting, that generations to come may reap even more abundantly than we. May we be bold in bringing to fruition the golden dreams of human kinship and justice. This we ask, that the fields of promise become fields of reality.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón hasta que estemos juntos otra vez.
We will not stop singing. We will not stop singing. We will not stop singing till the world can hear the song, till the world can sing along. We will not stop marching. We will not stop marching. We will not stop marching till the world can hear the song, till the world can sing along. Till the world can sing, till the world can sing, till the world